Hey Flosstube friends, I'm Lisa, Little Annie Z, and I'm excited to share a few things with you today that I've been working on. I have a mixture of things. My mom and I, we share lots of different things on this channel, and today there's going to be just a cornucopia. I first want to say a huge thank you to those of you who say hi to me on YouTube, and also the response that I've got from my Living on the Selvage needlework companions. So those have been really fun to make. I have some more to share with you today, but I did want to say a special thank you to two people who have shared their needlework companions on their floss tubes, and that's Lorraine from Shanebrook Cottage, and Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim. Their YouTubes, sure you already watch them, but their floss tubes are very creative. They're two of those that I subscribe to a lot of you out there, but time and time again I go back to their videos. So let me share with you the new Living on the Selvage that I have to post to Instagram. I'm going to share those right off the bat because I don't want to forget to show you. I will be posting these later today on Instagram. I'll pin them to the top, and I will also I've got 3 to share. I'm trying to post just 3 at a time, just to make it a little bit easier on myself, because I love making these, but they are time intensive because I'm a perfectionist. And I'll share an oops with you that I'm not posting, but because it didn't make the cut for me. So let me grab them. I decided to go mostly today with a Christmas theme, because that's just really what's been on my radar lately. Let me go ahead and share with you this one. Now these are all Liberty of London fabrics, and I've got this set here, so I'm going to show them up close. Oops, sorry, my head is out of the frame. This one is especially for those that like to do maybe patriotic Christmas, because of the colors. So it's super cute. I fussy cutted the needle minder, and there's your band that goes all the way around that you can tuck things in. And there's the inside. So as always, these come with the little covered button needle minder. Let me see if I can get yeah, there you go. Your floss card, paper crafted floss card. And this one is white with the dark red poinsettia flowers. Always comes with a size 26 needle. a counting pin. So I wanted to make the Christmas ones a little fancier. So this is a light blue with a pearl, some pearl detail and some crystal. And then number 67 variegated DMC floss in blue shades. So that's the first set. And then the second set is a more traditional one. So I'll show you all of it together. And then let me show you a couple details. So this one has a little piece of candy, fussy cut there, and then your band all the way around. And there's the thread bed. And this one has more of a beige color to match a little bit of the star here. Again, with the dark red poinsettias. And then we've got a fancy counting pin. So the counting pin has a crystal head on it. Not really, it's plastic, made to look like crystal. Let me see if I can show this a little bit better. There we go. With a pearl and some crystal there. Detail. Again, the size 26 needle. And then a skein of DMC 817. And then I've got one more. This one is a different type. Actually, I'm calling this one something a little bit different. These are Needlework Companion Thread Bed and Needle Rest. But what I'm calling this new one is a Hanging Needle Book and Needle Rest. I'm not sure if this is going to be something I'll regularly do. Like I said, it was just an experiment. This is going to be most likely a one-of-a-kind because it was actually, though smaller, it actually was more labor intensive because it's so tiny. So it's a little tiny hanging. Let me take each piece to show you. So the only difference, let's see, it has all the components that the other ones do, except the main piece does not have a snap because it's so little. But it's got a fussy cut little tree there, needle minder, and this hangs. You can, of course, tuck it in your stitchy case, which is, if you didn't catch my last floss tube, what these are really curated for is to coordinate with your themed stitchy cases. And then my label is on the back. This is, again, the Liberty of London fabrics. And then with this comes the size 26 needle. And this is the counting pin for this that goes with this one. Crystal beads and a little pink pearl to go with the pink and blue of of the little hanging needle book, tiny needle book. And then it's got a skein of pink, number 962 DMC to coordinate with it. So those are the three that I have to offer this time around. And then let's see. Let me share with you my my FFOs. So I have my let me show you my sewing FFOs. This is let me show you all three. I made 3 Notions bags with some fun bling on them. So this one is a collection, I believe, from a couple years ago. It's called Hustle and Bustle by Basic Gray. And it was a mini charm pack. And the method I used to sew these on, actually, I learned from Nicola, I think it's Bumble Stitches, she's from the UK, and you iron on you place them on a piece of interfacing, iron-on interfacing, and then she shows you in one of her tutorials how to sew it so that you're not sewing each individual one. And I really like this method. And then this is a floss bling that I made from a stitch. This is Lori Holt's vintage Christmas sampler that I did, and I just stuck on some pretty charms. And then on the inside is a Lori Holt. I believe that's a Lori Holt fabric. So there's that one. And then I took a layer cake from the Liberty of London, and I made 5-inch squares from it. So it's the same on both sides. Such cute fabric. And my mom actually made this charm for me on, and I think it was on maybe a little bag that she made, but I just took it off and I put it on here because I thought it really was cute and matched really well. And then I hung the tiny this was my oops, and the reason being was because I didn't completely line up my hanging tag. So that one I'm going to keep for myself. But yeah, so that's another one. Oh, let me show you what's on the inside. I use a pink zipper for this one. And this is another Liberty fabric as well. All right, and then this cute Liberty fabric. So it's just a different colorway than the Needlework Companion that I had, and it's really cute. I don't know if you noticed this one, but it's got ribbon, spools. I think there's, yeah, there is scissors. Let's see, did the scissors come through on this one? No, I don't think so. The scissors are not very, they're just few and far between. There's a pair here. I'll tell you what the collection is when I go through my collection editions, I do have that. And then I made this little zipper pull with some Lori Holt vintage buttons. And then these were some buttons that I got in a pack from Walmart. It came in a cute set, and I used a mint green zipper. I want to share some zippers with you later, because if you make bags, I found the key to making them fun is just choosing some interesting colors for the zippers. And then this is a blue colorway for the holly, for that Liberty fabric. So those were just a few cute notions bags that I made for myself. And then I finished my boho poncho. I have it on this hanger. It's all blocked. There is a picture on Instagram, on my Instagram, Little Annie Z, that it's on my dress form as I was blocking it, but I really love it. It's the same front and back. I do recommend blocking this because this center line here can really get off center if you don't block it. I did have to adjust the collar. I used double crochet instead of single crochet because it just wouldn't go over my head with the single crochet. So all the details for the yarn that I used, this was a freebie pattern called a Boho Poncho from Lion Brand website. But my Flosstube 37, my last Flosstube, you will see the yarn that I used. It's a washable wool. And then let me grab this. So this I made, and I love it so much. Oops, this is tucked in there. My church had a ladies group gathering, and we made, there's an interior designer who instructed us on how to make a wreath look designer. And she showed us how to do it, like just 1/3 of the wreath. So I already have this hanging. Like I said, Christmas has been on my radar. Okay, so those were my FFOs. I do have a finish. I just came from my guild meeting, my stitching guild meeting, and we had the opportunity to have a demo from a professional finisher, and she gave us some really cool ideas. But let me show you this stitch case, by the way. I've shown these before on my channel, usually as I make them. It's by Chris Sherman Handmade on Etsy, and this one is the Jamie Stitch Case 2. And she's got lots of different patterns, and I believe she's also started making them and selling them. But that's a cute Christmas one. I am addicted to making these for sure. This that I finished is from Pinker and Pumpkin, free pattern on her blog, and this is called Gingerbread Salt Box. And I think I stuffed this stitching case full I don't have a photo to show you of this pattern because it's just the chart. So if you go to her blog and search gingerbread salt box, you'll see it. And I did modify it a little bit. And I'm going to make a bunch of gingerbread pillows. I'm going to be all about the gingerbread and hot cocoa this winter. I can feel it. So a couple others that I kitted up right off the bat is Little House Needleworks baked goods. So this is the one I'm going to do next. I've also got Sweet Petites. They're not really coming through very well, are they? Let me see if I can take it out of the plastic. There you go. Again, instead of ornaments, I'm going to make pillows. I've got Home for the Holidays from Stitching with the Housewives. And I stitched this last year, but I'm going to stitch it in a different colorway this time. And it's called Sugar and Spice Cookie Company. So those are the 4 that I really want to get done. And then I also have these are the colors that I'm using. I don't know if you can see them. They're Weeks Dye Works. And I'll share with you the ones that I chose. And I've got all of these on a floss ring. I plan to use these colors in all of these patterns, I think. But here's another fun little floss bling with some baking and a pudding. I'm using, for my white, I'm using Bamboo from Classic Colorworks. For inside the windows, I'm using Weeks Dye Works Sandcastle. For my gingerbread people, I'm using Swiss chocolate. For the gingerbread house, which I think I'm going to run out of this, I'm going to have to choose something different. I'm using Cinnamon Twist. That's not helping, is it? For the eyes and the dark areas, I'm using Molasses. For the evergreen detail, I'm using Collards. And for the trees, I'm using Blue Spruce, which has a hint of blue in it. So this is just the slight difference. And then my reds are for the roof of the house, I'm using Merlot. And then the other red details, I'm using Turkish red. Okay, let me show you a couple new, I did show you a bunch of my gingerbread patterns last year when I received them, but I'm adding a couple more, so I'm not going to go through all of them, just the new ones that I got. Jenny Bean's Christmas Sampler. I love this. Put it a little bit closer. This is by Shakespeare's Peddler, and it says, "Had I but 1 penny, thou shouldst have it to buy gingerbread." If you do this on 20 count Aida or 40 count, it'll be roughly 5 by 7. I love this Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery Gingerbread House. that reindeer. Little House Needleworks, Sugar and Spice. I love this because I'm one of 3 girls. I have 2 sisters, so I thought that would be fun to do. And Miss Prim Christmas Cookie Tray. I thought this was really prim looking, and I really liked it. Let me straighten that out. So cute. Okay, yeah, so I won't make you wait while I put all this back neat. I'll wait until later and do it. But yeah, I'm really gonna enjoy making these pillows. Let's see, I'm looking at my notes. All right. And then I did a little bit more on Mary, my birthday start from this year. And this is Mary Cornwall. Let me show you the chart. Mary Cornwall, 1827. So I picked her up again. And I'm doing this on 40 count, Stitch Me One More Reproduction with NPI. And I got a couple more rows done. Let me take this out of the, forgot to take it out of the hoop. Got a couple more rows done. This is the NPI in a melon range. Ooh, it's wrinkly. So, I'm loving this color combination. I am almost to the part of the pattern that has the 4-sided stitched alphabet. So I'm about almost halfway, I would say. But this is the 4-sided stitched alphabet that I am headed for. I really would like to get this done so I can get back to my Land That I Love. I want to finish Land That I Love too before we have the 250th anniversary. All right, so let me see. I want to share with you, let me go through my collection editions, and then I want to share with you something really special that is about 90 years old. And it's my segment that I'm calling Something Old. So I am really fortunate and blessed to have old family heirlooms and handmade items in my heritage room, which I showed you before, which we made from a spare bedroom. It doubles as a spare bedroom, but it's kind of like a museum in there. So once we get it all repainted and everything, I will definitely give you a tour of that, because I've got stuff in there that's from my grandfather's childhood. And that, I mean, my grandfather would have been today over 100 years old. So I did get a bunch of zippers, like I was saying, that I like interesting colors on my bags. And I like these by Annie zippers. The 24-inch I find work really well because they're long enough for a project bag. And then it has a wide tape to accommodate I feel like beginner stitching, beginner sewing. And I've just stuck with it, just because if you tend to get off a little bit, having a wider tape is very forgiving. And the By Annie's are high quality, very substantial zipper pull. So let me show you. This is a comparison. So this one is just a regular dressmaker's zipper that I got from Walmart or Hobby Lobby. This is much easier to work with. So I got a bunch of zippers, 24-inch zippers. I just, like I said, I came from my stitching guild, and there was like a freebie box on the table, and this little cute little spool with a pink tomato pin cushion was on the table, and I picked that up. I believe it was a retreat giveaway. So sweet and cute. I got both of the Floss Fix and Floss Frenzy from Fat Quarter Shop. I really love the Weeks Dye Works one this month, because it has all of the popular colors in it that I use a lot of. So I was excited to get those. I also picked a couple color and cotton flosses. When I'm on their site and ordering like a fabric or something, I'll pick up a couple more flosses for my collection. And Holly from Mrs. Jones Stitches, I just watched her this morning, and she said she had started an Etsy shop to sell her color conversions. So I thought that was really cool. So there you go. You could see them a little bit better there. And then I got a 18 count color and cotton fabric called Da Vinci. And this is really cool. It's got some really neat modeling in it. So that's fun. I do want to do this Gingerbread Man punch needle from Little House Needleworks, and this other punch needle, Acorn Gobbler, from Heartstring Samplery. So colorful. Definitely want to do that gingerbread one. I got the new Hometown Neighborhood sheep house from Fat Quarter Shop. I ordered the DMC thread pack and the called for fabric, so I kitted that up. It says, God rest thy love upon this door and bless our home forevermore. So cute. Oh, and I got to take this out of the bag, but I wanted to show you it all together. This is Lori Holt's Fat Quarter bundle for this month. All the oranges, greens, purples. So that's fun. I'm gonna have a full day's worth of putting things back, I think. I'm throwing it over to the side. I thought this was really pretty. This is Marcus Fabrics Summer House. Isn't that a pretty fabric? Dawn Heese of Linen Closet Designs. Just show you a couple different ones. The bees, that's a cool fabric. And then I got the bee dots, the Lori Holt bee dots layer cake. Here you can see better, probably here. Just a variety of colors, small prints. This one is cute. Okay, and then these are the Liberty. Okay, so the fabric collection that I used for the needlework companions comes from Festive Greetings. And this is the collection. Festive Greetings. Liberty Flower Shop. Ah, adorable. Oh my gosh, look at that. Here's the let's see if I can show you a few. And then Tudor Celebration. This one actually is on sale. I believe flash sale. Or maybe it's the pre-cut of the week. I don't remember, but it was on sale, I believe, last night when I looked. And it has these neat prints too. You can fussy cut those, or you can use them as like a cheater print. But I love the kind of the dusty hue of them. Okay, let's see. I don't want to miss anything. All right, let me share with you what I'm reading. I have a previous finish to share with you that goes along with what I'm reading, and then I'll share with you my 90-year-old something old piece. And I've got fabric all over me. So October 31st is Reformation Day, and I've been reading about women of the Reformation. This came recommended to me by a podcast called Feminine Glory, and I will link it. It's two young girls who I'm so proud of. They come from a very sweet family, and this reads like a novel. It's just amazing how all these women's lives are intertwined. It's an easy read because they're short chapters. And with it, I'm also reading The Reluctant Queen and Other Reformation Women. And this one is more of a history book, gives a lot of details. But why I bought it was Lady Jane Grey. Her story is in here. And Lady Jane Grey was called the 9 Days Queen. She was executed for her faith, and for her faith in Jesus. And I created this stitch a couple years ago. Let me get my card out. October of 2022 is when I, hang on just a second, is when I stitched this. So I used DMC. I used Jane Cowie by the Scarlet House. I used her motifs to create my own piece. So this is a sampler to honor Lady Jane Grey. She was 17 years old when she was executed in 1554. She was martyred for her biblical beliefs. And as a Reformation Day celebration piece, I stitched this. It's on 36 count ivory even weave by Fabric Flair. And I used DMC threads 2/2, except the verse is 1/1. And these are words from her last correspondence to her sister right before her execution. And I want to go ahead and read it to you. It says, "When we have done all, we are unprofitable servants. Faith only in Christ's blood saves us. Rejoice in Christ as I do. Follow the steps of your Master Christ and take up your cross. Lay your sins on his back, always embrace him." So this stays up all the time. I love it. I have it on an easel. This is a frame that I got from Goodwill. And you can see it's crooked. From sitting in the easel, it kind of shifted. So yeah. So that's my previous finish that goes along with what I'm reading. The only other book that I'm reading is the number 4. This is the last in the series of Leah's Garden. It's called A Season to Harvest. It's a story of 4 sisters with names after flowers during the pioneer days. All right, so lastly, I want to share with you my something old. This was passed down to me from my sister, who inherited it from my cousin, who inherited it from maybe her parents. It has the letters TZ on it. This was a piece that my great-grandmother stitched for my grandmother, who was her daughter-in-law. So this was a gift from mother-in-law to daughter-in-law. You can see it has some damage to it. Right here, it's got some brown spots on it. It's very brittle. It was hanging on a dowel, folded up. So I unfolded it and spread it out on the back of a chair in the heritage room. There's a hole in it too. Where is that hole? I don't see it right off. Oh, down here. There's a hole in it right there. But I don't want to repair it. I really don't want to touch it. But my great-grandmother, she went blind in her late years. And she would sit in her apartment window crocheting, even though she couldn't see. She could feel the stitches. Her name was Giannina. Italian, nice Italian name. But this is such a treasure. Such a treasure. Yeah, I did some calculating. I'm pretty sure this is about 90 years old. So that's all I had to share with you. I thank you for stopping in. I look forward to coming back again in a few weeks to share some more of my stitching and what I've been doing, and possibly some more needlework companions. But I will post these needlework companions if you were interested in seeing some close-up photos. I'll post those on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Thanks. Bye.